All right, well, we just got back from the Salt Flats in Utah, and man, was it cold. We actually meant to create this video that we're making today back in the Salt Flats, but what did we get? We got to
my
like
goodness. So
21 degrees or something.
You look at photos like this, and it looks like, wow, that's nice and warm there. Let me tell you, it was start of the day, every day, like 21 degrees, and I think it got up to 41 one day.
Maybe that
with
high.
about 20-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
So it was cold. We had to come back to the California
warm
sunshine.
California sun, yes.
So
we're out here today. We're just about to shoot some people coming along, but we thought we would make this video about what?
Yeah, today we want to talk about something we never talk about, and that's light stands.
Why do we never talk about it?
It just seems to be a boring
boring.
subject, right? But we have fallen in love with these new Cheetah stands.
Yes. So Cheetah Stand, something that we've actually, let's back up just a little bit even. We started looking for new stands to replace some of our old stands a year and a half ago.
Get this, you and I are still shooting with our old Paul C. Buff stands from 10 years ago because we haven't found a replacement for those more solid type, this style of stand.
So we've been on the lookout for a year and a half of looking for stands that we like, that would work with what we like to do. So we shoot out on location all the time, right? It's rarely do we shoot in studio.
And the first thing people say is, use a C stand. We use C stands
Which
all the time. But you know, when I'm shooting a senior portrait, I'm gonna change locations like 12 to 15 times during that shoot. I'm moving around. C stands are not practical and they are heavy. So
we took a look at Cheetah Stand last year at WPPI, which is coming up again soon, but we took a look at them and they had some new stands that they didn't used to have.
Correct, because all I ever knew about Cheetah stands were the small Cheetah stands that were good for speed lights, but we've all kind of moved away from speed lights into our bigger monolights, and we need something heavier.
Exactly. So what we use right now is we've got the Cheetah Stand C12. It's 12 feet tall.
Yeah, so it's twice as tall as what you and I are now.
Stinking amazingly tall. But here's the coolest thing. So, like I mentioned at the beginning, we just got back from, keep going. We just got back from the Salt Flats. There's more. And they can't even see that on the camera, how tall that thing is. But anyways, it's twice as tall as I am. So, like I said, we got back from the Salt Flats. Here's the amazing thing. So we had 15 photographers out at the Salt Flats. And there was one point, it was so stinking cold and windy, we actually gathered all the stands kind of together with their soft boxes, just to kind of make a little huddle of stands. And what did I do? I came in with the Cheetah Stand.
So we've yet to talk about this part of the stand,
exactly.
But yes.
I came in, notice how the legs folded up when I picked it up, and I set it right down in between everybody's stands, and the legs just went boop, boop, right in between. And everybody there went, oh my goodness, that's amazing. And I said, yeah, that's pretty cool. And then what happened, I was done shooting in that area. I went,
I'm done, I'm out.
And I walked out.
Yeah. So here's let me give you my first impressions of the Cheetah Stand. I love the fact that it was so tall, but when I pulled it out of the box, I kind of walked with it and said, it's a little rattly. This can't be a good, strong stand. Dropped it on the ground and thought, I can still hear a tiny bit of rattle. But here's what we found out really quickly. This was more solid than our Paul Buff stand.
Even the beef stand.
The beef stand, yes. But the Paul Buff stand, it was more solid once it's up. There was a couple of things out of the box that it took us a minute to figure out. And we wanted to show a couple of those things. So why don't you show, like, from the open or the closed
so here's
position.
The thing, right? So this is the way it comes. It's like the center pod is retracted down into it. So here's the thing that you got to do. So you just gently set it down, loosen this, let it drop all the way down, right? As you're pulling up. That way, it's completely solid, right? What we were doing at first, I'm going to show you the wrong way, is we were like,
you open it up and they were like this.
Like, well, I can't quite get this thing to do it, so let me open it up. Okay, but it doesn't go down all the way, so you have to just...
Where it meets that ring.
Meets it,
tighten it up.
Drop it.
Yeah.
You do those 3 steps, loosen it, tighten it, drop it.
Yeah, and that just compresses and gets a smaller form factor when you're carrying it. So one of the things that I struggled with the very first time I used this, we're out in the middle of the desert, so there's sagebrush and there's different things around. I go to drop this down and I'm on uneven ground, so the bottom's not able to hit. It's kind of doing this like, it's not going to open. And I thought, I'm not going to like these stands. All I had to do was figure out that if I just open this stand up and push down as I was opening it, and I could do it in an uneven ground.
Yep.
And once I did that, there was no disadvantage or advantage as far as the old style.
100%.
So that went away. That whole argument of, well, my old ones don't do that. Yeah, but just what you said, my old ones didn't do this. When I would pick it up to go walk somewhere else with my light attached, I was walking like this, watching everybody else with 3 feet standing out, bumping into each other, hooking things. All I had to do is then get to where I wanted to go, drop it back down, set it down, and my light was standing up.
It was awesome. It was awesome. The thing that struck me about this was there was the one day on the last day of Salt Flats Workshop. What do we have? 5 stands fell over?
Yep.
None of them were our stands.
We walked away saying, do you realize not a single stand fell over of ours?
Somebody had some big old heavy C-stand that boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And these things were rock solid. So it's the physics of this thing, having the center, right, all the way down to the ground. The physics are, it is solid. I can't, honestly, try pushing that.
No,
Push
it
that.
is. When I push
can't
against
push it over. So
the top is moving over, the bottom is pushing against it. So it's keeping itself that low center of gravity works so good. I know we're kind of overselling this, but it's been a long time since I've been excited about something.
Totally impressed.
That I've been using for a long time.
So here's the other thing that I love, right? So is the spigot on the top, besides being reversible, so you can go from the smaller size to the larger size, but you can also just stick it on the side, right? So if you're using something that, if you're booming it out or you just want to put a little accessory on here, you can do that too. It makes it very, very convenient, and you can enter it in on
either
both sides of the stand.
That's right.
So I love that factor. So yeah, I'm totally sold on them. Again, I like the C12, right? They make an 8, a 10, and a 12. I like the 12 just because it's heavier.
I think you're going to pay like $20 more, but it's worth it to go with that extra 12 feet because I know what people are thinking. Why do I need to go 12 feet high? When am I ever? Well, guess what? You and I, we just shot in the Presidio in San Francisco. And remember, we had to get on that balcony and get it all the way up. A 12-foot stand reaches that high. So
it's incredible. In fact, I really like the guys at Cheetah Stand. They're two young guys that are running the company now.
That are real photographers.
They are real photographers, wedding photographers, and they're great guys. But they were nice, and they actually gave us a code.
Yep. And we'll put that in the description below.
Use
that, and you're going to get a nice discount on the stands. Yep. And man, I think if you're looking for a new stand, even if you're not, like it truly was. We walked away from the desert going and the Salt Flats going. I didn't even realize what I was doing before. Like this solved a lot of problems that I didn't even know I had. So.
We found our new light stand company. I truly believe it. So I love it. You'll love it. Go ahead and order one up. I think they're the best thing since my old light stand.
There you go.
Don't forget.
Don't be lazy.